Dragonsworn, White Cloaks, and anybody that should be joining our ranks. Today, we're going to be looking at something that's a little bit enraging, but also interesting. Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to take a look at something, like I said, it's come to my attention through the White Cloak subreddit, place where if you want to discuss the show, good, bad, sideways, whatever, you can, unlike some of the other subreddits where you get banned. But if you just want to talk about the show or Wheel of Time, I suggest you checking out that subreddit. It's been pretty cool, pretty entertaining, some funny stuff going on there too. And you can discuss anything you want. But we're going to take a look at something there instead of Twitter, because Twitter is such a cesspool that I refuse to go there. I probably should to get some more material, but I just can't do it. I have a Twitter, but, I barely use it. Use it for messaging now and again. But let's get into it here. We're going to take a look at... So there have been several messages on the subreddit bringing focus upon these character comparisons polls. And I said something interesting and something enraging because, we're going to focus on the last one probably, which is the Egwene one, but... just because it's completely ludicrous that anybody thinks the show Egwene is better than the book Egwene. But like I said, we'll get there. So we started out, the first one, at least that I saw, was this BookMaureen poll, which made me laugh. Well, first thing that glaringly jumps out to me is, besides the fact that she's winning in the book, which, oh my god, it should be 100% to 0. I mean, Moraine in the show is just an idiot. But only 767 votes on this poll over almost 24 hours, or 20 hours, could only garner 767 votes. So does that show at all how many people are actually interested in this show, that you can't even garner 1,000 votes on the main character for this show? I think it's pretty telling. We'll just leave it at that. So BookMaureen is winning, which blew my mind, which it's correct. So good job, whoever seemed to have invaded this poll and got it right. But then we'll go to the next one. And shout out to all these guys, any of the guys that posted these. I appreciate you guys. But then we'll look at this land one, because I didn't see this land one till just today. And I almost spit up my drink. Like, this is... Anybody that thinks show land is better than book land is either insane or just didn't read the book at all. And so I think I'm going with that. I don't see how anybody who's read the books thinks that Showland is better than Bookland. And I'm not, I guess I could go read some of the comments, but I'm just not going to do it. I just can't do it. Maybe I should, just for fairness sakes, but I've seen the show, and I know that the show Land is not Land. It's Land Baby. He does more crying than fighting. And anybody that has read the books knows why Bookland is better. And that's not really the focus of what I want to bring up here. So I don't know if this is our Lord Captain Dane Bornhold, but if it is, well, I'm not sure why you're posting these on Twitter, but good fishing. 616 votes, and Showland's winning, which is preposterous. But let's go ahead with the focus of this. The one that just sort of, I guess, bothered me the most is... The reason it bothers me the most is because the show Egwene is nowhere near as good as the book Egwene. Now, this obviously garnered the most votes. I don't know why this poll is so much short. Oh, it's got 13 hours left, but it's obviously garnering the most votes. So I don't know why people have been seen to felt that they've had to vote more on this one than any of the other ones. Maybe there's more friction between it. I don't know. But you got Book Egwene behind, which... How, again? Well, I know how, because I would assume that most of the people that have watched the show and not watched the book, and the people that are defending the show and like the show, are loving the girl power aspect of Egwene. That's all I can think. Which, I understand that to a point, but the problem is here, okay? You have ruined any development Egwene should have from the book, okay? And I want to point it out here why. So first, in the show, she's basically, for all rights and purposes, she's a Mary Sue for the most part. She can do whatever she wants. She learns the channel without any help. She doesn't fail channeling. She is immediately unbreakable after just, I don't know, being scared for a minute. She goes from being scared to unbreakable because the plot needs her to break Perrin out. And she's powerful, 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 and she can do no wrong, and she's the smartest person there. And everybody listens to her. I just don't find that character interesting at all. Okay? She is just good at everything. We're just supposed to believe that she's good and that she's the best and that nobody can break her. And there's so much that goes into that in the books that she halfway through the books is still doubting decisions she makes. Okay? So in the show first, you make her ta'veren, okay, which completely takes any agency that she has away from her. She does all the things in the book that she does without any of the help of being ta'veren, okay? So there's going to be book spoilers here, okay? So they make her ta'veren in the show to make her special. Well, in the book, she's special without being ta'veren, okay? So the boys in the book, you could say, have more of an advantage over Egwene because they have the pattern bending stuff around them to help them accomplish what they need to accomplish. Egwene in the book has none of that. Egwene is just Egwene. She's a strong channeler that has some harsh lessons, learns respect from people that know about respect. She becomes hard by training hard, becomes tough by training over and over and over again, being taught by her elders how to be a woman. And then she uses her smarts to outsmart everybody, almost everybody, at least all of the Aes Sedai, to accomplish what she needs to accomplish. And then, in the end, she just... Well, I'm not going to spoil it too much just in case there's anybody else. But Egwene does some awesome things in the book. Regardless of what you think of Egwene, if you don't like Egwene in the book, I get it. But she does all of this without being ta'veren. She accomplishes everything without any special advantages, without any wheel tampering, without any patterns shaping to her, making her ta'veren, removes any of the smarts and any of the things that she is able to do without being that, and makes her worse. So by trying to make her special in the show, you've made her worse. Because all the things she accomplishes on her own just by being a strong female character now have an excuse behind them as, well, okay, she's able to do that because she's ta'veren and the pattern says she is helping her move along, right? And it's one of those things that makes it so blatantly obvious through the whole show, all the focus they're putting on Egwene. They're so eager to try and push her to the front that they remove any of the things that she has to learn to make her great. They take all that out of the way of the show, and they just tell you she's great, and they put all the screen time on her, and they push her to the front and say, look at her, she's great, she can do this, she can do everything. And, same with Nynaeve, but we haven't had the Nynaeve poll. I can already guess what the Nynaeve poll is going to look like, but they've removed any of it, any of the learning. She's just, and I can already tell she's going to be just probably, every little lesson she's going to pick up on it first. She's not going to have any trouble learning how to channel, and she's going to be right all the time, and she's never going to have anything that gets in her way. She's just always going to know the right thing to do and do the right thing and be able to have no problems doing anything, which is, she goes through, all of her training is just basically beating it into her that this is how you need to be, this is how you get better, and this is how you use your brain to fight your enemies, basically, and to overcome obstacles. But we're not going to get any of that in the show at all, because she's already the best, right? So I guess it shows here the complete, just utter disregard for people that have watched the show about how these characters should be. And it's upsetting because the people that are saying how good Show Egwene is should be more pissed than the people that are defending Book Egwene, because they've taken all the things that make her special away. And they've made her just the same as everybody else. She's just great because she's great. All the things that make her special are now just because she's ta'veren. That's it. You know, she's Taviran, so things are gonna work out for her. And you know, she doesn't have any struggles. She's just unbreakable now because Nynaeve says it, and she doesn't have to go through anything to become unbreakable. She just has to be threatened by Emma and Valda, and she's all of a sudden she's, you know, strong. You know, this farm girl who has experienced nothing. It takes 5 episodes, and all of a sudden she's strong and in the best. You know, that whole story about breakback fever or whatever it's called, breakbone fever, whatever. That's not supposed to be Egwene's story. That's supposed to be Nynaeve's story because Nynaeve healed her. That's why she survived. So it's another freaking, you know, misunderstanding from the book that we're trying to shove book stuff into the show and we don't even understand what it is from the book we're putting in the show. I think these polls are funny. They're a joke. It shows how much engagement there is because nobody's voting on them. I mean, 1,500 votes, just under 1,500 votes is laughable for a show that's supposed to be so goddamn popular. You know, you can't garner 1,500 votes. The other polls you can't even get over 1,000. It's pretty laughable. And then just to finish things up here, and I think I probably talked in circles a little bit because it's just I'm trying to gather my thoughts together, and I should have wrote some of them down. Granted, but it is her character has been assassinated in so many ways in the show, and there's so many good things that could. It's just so sad. There's so many good things that Egwene does in the book that we're not going to see because she just has to be perfect in the show. She can't be bad at anything. She has to be tough and she has to be perfect. And any of her failures that make her better are probably not going to show up. And I still think they're going to try and make her co-dragon with Rand. I still think they're going to try and pull it off. Or even if they don't do that, she's going to be better than Rand in some way, even though she's not the dragon. I think that's why they made her in Nynaeve Taviran, because they need them to be better than the boys in every way. But we'll see. We will see. Don't think I'm going to stop watching the show because I have to see it through and see where we're going because it's just going to keep getting worse. But before we go, we're going to take a look real quick because I like to every time. We're going to take a look here real quick at Rotten Tomatoes again. Okay? Now, like I said, we're not putting too much faith in Rotten Tomatoes, but whoopsie doopsie doo. Look at that. It's dropped again. 64%. The plummet continues. So the more people that watch this show and review it, the worse it gets. Not even mentioning the IMDb score, which is going down too. But it's, you know, we have articles showing up saying that, you know, I saw it in the Reddit thread, which I may make its own video on that, you know, book readers are toxic. Don't read the book if you like the show, which is opposite. My son is reading the books and loving it. And just banging his head against the wall going, how could they do this to this great book? How could they make this show off this book? So I think, you know, that's another video. But look at this score, 64. I think it was down from, was it 66 last time I put it? I don't know. All I know is it wasn't 64. It's going down. I may have a celebration stream or something when it hits 50 because I hope it hits 50. I don't know. We'll see. But, I just want to say thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for the support again. Subscribe, like, share if you want to see more like this. Shout out to all those white cloaks out there. Keep the fight alive. I appreciate all the Reddit posts. They make me laugh when I'm at work. So keep up the good work. Maybe one day I'll just do a white cloaks Reddit video, just going over some of the better posts on there that I find. So thanks again, everybody. And until next time, all hail the Lord Dragon. And we'll see you next time.